Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of our Django blog mini-series. And by the end of this mini-series, you'll be able to create a fully functional mini blog with clean and model UI, and we'll deploy this to live. But today we'll be starting from scratch, setting up our Python and creating an environment where you can actualize Django projects. So let's dive in. Alright, so the first thing we want to do now is to check if our Python is installed. So I'll just go right here, open my terminal up there, and I want to check my Python version by saying python -- version. So right there, you can see that I have Python 3.11 installed on my computer. If you don't have this installed, check out my video on how you can install Python on your system. So now what I want to go ahead and do now is to create a folder, which I already have created right there, which is my Django blog folder. But now I want to create a virtual environment so that I can install my Python too. So virtual environment is a place that contains all your requirements for Python. So you don't want to install everything locally, everything globally, everything you're going to be installing with package particular to that project, but you want to make it specific to a particular project itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and say create a virtual environment now called Fen itself. So here we give it some minutes and we can see our virtual environment is being created right there. So after you've created your virtual environment, the next thing you want to do now is to make sure that you activate this virtual environment, which is going to isolate your project packages. So it's going to make sure that these project packages are isolated for you when you're working with Python. And when we're activating this, all we want to do is to go into the script and access some files right there, which is still creating now. So we're going to give this few minutes for it to create. So now we are done creating this Python project. So the next thing you want to do here when you're done with this project is to activate this. So you go ahead and say Ven, and you're moving into the script folder itself, then the activate itself. So Ven scripts / activate. And here now you can see that this Ven right here is here, which we don't have previously. So this means now your virtual environment is active. So what we want to go ahead now is to install the Django Python package. So now to install this Django Python package, we just need to go ahead and say pip install Django. So now I'll just go ahead and run this pip install Django. So give this a few minutes for it to run. And here now we can see that it's collecting Python Django package itself right there in our directory. So now to confirm that we have our Django installed, just go ahead and say Django admin -- version. And here now we now have the version of the Django admin that we have created. So now what we want to do now is to go ahead and create our Django project. And we're just going to go ahead and say Django admin start project. So let me just zoom into this a bit more. So start project, and I want to call this blog project. And here now we can see we have blog projects and we have blog projects here again, but I don't want to have this nested loop here. I just want to create my project in this directory immediately itself. So I'm just going to delete this project and I'm going to run this command again, but now at the end I'm going to add a full stop right there. So now you can see here now we now have it created right here. There was not anything like nested folder right there. So now we can see you have our project created, and this full stop now at the end create the project in the current folder instead of nesting it in another folder itself. So there's one thing for you to know that you have successfully created a project. What you should do now is to run python manage.py run server. So here now it's going to run your Python, your Django local server, and here now you see you have your directory. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up that directory here. So here now you can see that our Django was successfully installed. Django installed successfully. Congratulations. So here now we can see that yes, our Django is running quite alright using our local host server from right here. So that's how you have know that you have successfully installed your Django application. And here now, let's now quickly go on a review of the structure of this code itself. So here now we can see that this blog project right here is the main configuration of our project, where we have the settings.py, the url.py, and the ASIGI and WSGI, which we will not be talking much about these two, but here we'll be, in the next video we'll be configuring our setting.py and our url.py. So right here, this is our manage.py, and you can see our previous command right here. We use Python manage.py to run the server itself, just right here. So we're going to be using this Python manage.py a lot. So this is our command line utility. I will explore these files details later, but for now our setup is complete. And now that's how you've set up your virtual environment and you've created your first Python project. So in the next video we'll be creating our blog app, and we will define the post model for storing our blog post and setting up our database and migration. So don't forget to check that out in the next video. See you in the next video. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube video for more videos like this. Bye bye.